Toronto police officers are overworked and understaffed, and that's putting your safety at risk. That, according to about 50 families who rallied here outside of Toronto Police headquarters earlier today. They were demanding change, an immediate change. And in an unexpected twist, Chief Mark Saunders arrived here and came face to face with the protesters.
I'm here today because my husband's life is at risk every time he goes to work. I see the state he comes home in every day. I see the state he goes into work. If you're telling me that that's not an officer safety concern, if that's not a public safety concern, I'm not sure who you're listening to. And that's why we're here today, sir. That's why we're gathering here as families to tell you how big of an impact that is having. It is a risk.
Lung's husband is a 15-year veteran officer, and she says the sheer amount of hours he's now forced to work, coupled with chronic understaffing, is leading to unsafe conditions. It's a view echoed by the union, which has been calling for more officers on the payroll.
The message is clear. The chief, the mayor, Chair Pringle, they need to do something, and they need to fix this now.
The rift between the union and the chief is growing. First, there were the well-placed billboards blaming upper brass for delays in 911 response time, and now a vote of confidence on the chief himself. The principal issue is staffing. In 2012, there was one officer for every 459 people living in the city. Even with the additional officers Saunders has committed to hire this year, that ratio has declined to 1 for every 569 residents. That's a difference of more than 100 people. And McCormick says it isn't just police feeling it, but residents too.
There was an incident a few days ago where somebody had doused, was in the process of doing a holdup, and they doused gasoline everywhere and were threatening to set the place on fire. And there was no officers to respond 20 minutes or so before we get officers. The fire department had to call back several times saying we need police officers and we need them now. And this is the type of thing that we're experiencing almost on a daily basis.
Saunders says the transformations he's making to police should make a difference, including redeploying over 400 officers into frontline work, ending the practice of having 2 officers in cruisers, and leaving low-priority calls like parking issues to civilian staff. All the while, he says safety is number one.
I am always concerned about officer safety. And if you look at our numbers, I clearly show that and prove that through the numbers as well.
The chief is expected to make a presentation to the Toronto Police Services Board on Thursday about the efforts that have been made about the transformative process for the forces. Now, the union's vote of confidence on Saunders closes on Wednesday.